Welcome back, bonus wifeys. Have you guys worked it up yet? Of course not. That's why you're here. But don't worry, because neither have I. Let's get into this mess. I'm back. I'm biased. I'm bothered. And I am always unfiltered. If you are easily offended, this is definitely not the place for you. Lads, we are on season 19, episode 28. Oh my goodness. This is part 3 of the one-on-one tell-all. So we're back with Suki and Mary talking about tension and Coyote Pass, which has finally, thank the good Lord, been paid off. Now, Mary thinks that the problem with Coyote Pass is the family not trusting each other, but she's using a whole lot of word salad. Mary, these people have stolen all of your fucking money. But Mary reckons the reason the family fell apart is because they didn't have each other's back. And I thought, for God's sake, Mary, wake the hell up, you know. Anyway, we're looking at the division of the property. And basically, Mary is just on one piece of this property, okay? So realistically, she would get 1/3 of 1/4 of this land that she helped pay for. I like it, it's not even a hell of a lot of land, you know? So we're seeing these clips of Kody saying that he does not trust Janelle and he doesn't tell her anything about her own fucking property. And Janelle telling Mary to basically like watch out for herself because she is going to get screwed over by Kody. Then we see Mary like with that conversation they had over Zoom. And Mary is saying like that Kody does not get to decide everything. They want to know what the hell is happening with their land. And we're watching Kody talking to this real estate agent, but he's talking to him as if he's like some kind of therapist, you know. And he's telling this guy that he's going to sell the land, but he will split the money with the others. Now, this guy doesn't give a shit. This guy doesn't care. This dude is working out his commission, you know. I know he is. Anyway, according to Kody, he can just go and sell the property legally without the other's permissions. Like, of course he can. His name is on fucking everything. But Mary is pissed off with this, okay? And we do see that clip of Mary and Janelle. And Mary is saying, like, she's nervous. And this is what she says. She's nervous about the rat of Kody. But Janelle is saying to her, like, basically, it's going to be grand. This dude has already told the whole fucking world, like, that he didn't even love us. Anyway, Suki is asking, why was the land divided like this? Mary does not know, okay? But Mary says that she did ask. Also, she got in trouble. Now, bear in mind, right? This woman is in her feckin' 50s, okay? And also, she helped pay for this. But apparently, she didn't just get in trouble like with Kody. She got in trouble with Kody and Robyn. That is what the woman says, and that is what I am believing. Now, Janelle also says, right, that she couldn't even question like the property division because Kody would say, who do you think is going to take care of you? And she told him, well, you're not fucking taking care of me, you know? Because Janelle says that Kody always comes out on top financially in a deal. He's only looking out for himself and Robyn, and he is inherently selfish. That is what the woman said. Now, Suki is talking to Christine, and Christine said, yeah, basically, Kody is greedy and he will screw the other women over with this land. Now, Christine says that Janelle saw everything that was being spent, but she wouldn't talk about it, unfortunately, because she is very tight lipped. But none of the wives knew what the other wives were getting. And I thought, is that fraud? Like to have your money collectively, like with somebody just taking money out of it? Because according to Christine, Janelle told her that Kody and Robyn were taking like a hell of a lot more money than anybody else. And Kody is spending the money on assets. And I want to know, what the hell are they talking about? Are they talking about like the house full of hoarded crap? Are they talking about the jewellery? Are they talking about the dolls? Are they talking about Robyn's collection of floral shirts? What assets are these people talking about? Anyway, Kody is now telling Suki that he was always going to be fair and that it's all like this is all like, you know, Janelle and Mary basically because they're leaving him and they want something like alimony. Now, Suki is talking sense, right? And she's telling this guy, you're not even fucking legally married, so they wouldn't be getting anything. And then Kody goes on this rant about Robyn not being paid when they got their first, as he says, corporate check. So he's definitely talking about the first time TLC paid him. So I'm going to give her that, okay? I'm going to give her that because I was thinking, well, maybe you have to be married in, okay? So I'm going to give her that. Now I'm taking it away. And I'm taking it away for this reason, okay? This woman got her arse moved to a new fucking house, okay? She got her kids moved into a new fucking house. She did not work. Her kids got a roof over their head. They got clothes on their back. They got fed, which is more than she would ever do for the brown kids. Because do you remember Isabel wanted a bowl of cereal? Robyn says no because she said a snack, not a meal. Also, this woman came into this family with 30 fucking grand worth of debt, you know? And by the way, TLC paid for that fucking wedding. So maybe she didn't get paid the first time, and I will give her that. but my God, they have certainly fucking made up for it. Now, apparently, right, when they sold their houses, Robin's kickback went to the other family members. That's grand, right? That's grand. But my question is, how on earth did this woman buy her house in the first place, you know? Because, like, she basically used the other woman's money. These other women always fucking worked. They always had a job. They were always shilling crap, but you know, they always had a job, right? And they also, like, they were always scrimping and saving. Christine was literally like the coupon queen, and we seen Janelle driving that goddamn car, like, with the sellotape holding up the window. Now, according to Kody, nobody is helping to put Robin's younger kids through college. But like he didn't help to put Leon through college, and Christine was shilling like LuLaRoe for years about surgery, you know. So I mean, that kind of sounds like a you problem, Kody, you know. Anyway, Janelle does say that she has all the records because she was the bookkeeper. And I'm screaming, show me, Janelle, show me. Oh my God. Can you imagine if she just showed all of those receipts? Oh my God. I think I would actually be fulfilled. I think I would. I reckon that Janelle probably does have these, okay? But I know what Janelle is like. I bet you they're just in like some fucking storage container, you know? Oh, but I would love to see it. Anyway, Janelle says that they worked together, basically, you know, to sort out payments, and whoever had the biggest need got looked after first. But she does say that Kody did have discretion to spend money. Now we're hearing from Mary, right? Now Mary says that she always contributed to family. I believe her, okay? But that she had to bring her accountant to prove to Robin and Kody that she was contributing to the family. Oh my God, can you imagine that in your own fucking family? Can you imagine like just bringing your accountant like sauntering on down the street like into your family to say like, yeah, you know, I am contributing. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Mary paid for Leon's college all by herself, and Mary says that she has the financial proof of everything. Now, I believe Mary, okay? And I also believe it to be true that Mary is incredibly pedantic. So I know that she has all of the receipts for this. Just release the fucking receipts. Anyway, when Suki is asking Kody about Leon's college fees, right? Kody says, we helped pay for Mary's house. Now, that's not what the woman asked Kody, okay? But now, like, according to Kody, it's all just going to be grand. So, like, we just went from there to there. Like, he didn't even answer the fucking question. He didn't address it. I know he didn't help pay for Leon's college. Anyway, so they had initially decided that they were never ever going to talk about sex and money, according to Kody anyway. But now, thank the good Lord, okay, they're going to start talking about sex and money. Thankfully, I want to know because I want to know everything. Now, Mary says that she doesn't know who to trust in the family because Kody and Robin say one thing and Janelle says another thing. I want to shake this woman. I want to shake her. Janelle has told you to be careful. Your name is only on a quarter of 1/3 of this feckin' land, and Janelle is telling you all of this, and you still don't know who to feckin' trust. Oh my goodness, is there any help for this woman? So Kody is now saying that Janelle left all the finances in a mess and that he had to straighten it out. And apparently she had a different perspective. And I thought, like, what? Like scrimping? Like saving? Like sacrificing? I have seen this woman's fucking duvet cover. I have seen the car. I've seen the sellotape holding it up. This woman wouldn't even buy new fucking sleeping bags and they were going camping, you know? But apparently she just had way too much influence on the money. And now Kody like has to come in and straighten it all out. Fucking hell. Now Janelle does say, right, that Kody is really good at like picking apart things that the women value in themselves. So for Christine, it's the fact like he basically thought she was an ugly cow. And for Janelle, it's the fact that she is like so financially responsible. Now, what is very interesting in this conversation is that Janelle also says that there was a cycle of love bombing, like making everything better basically, after he had kind of blown it up. And she says, like a narcissist, but she's not going to say he's a narcissist, but she's basically saying that he is a narcissist. And I completely and utterly agree with her. Now, of course, Robin totally disagrees with what the other wives are saying, okay? And she totally agrees with everything like that Kody basically says. And I thought, like, oh my God, this woman is just so stupid, okay? To even, like, she doesn't even believe that, but just for her to say that, like, obviously, these women know this guy very fucking well, you know? Anyway, Christian says that when she got married, she was completely and utterly in love, which I do believe, okay? And she says that initially the marriage was grand, right? She liked her marriage, she liked her life. But basically, when Kody married Robin, everything went tits up. And she does say that Kody was not taking care of her romantically, emotionally, physically or financially. So she was basically like a single mother. Like she was basically like just doing like everything by herself, right? And she also says that at the end of their marriage, their sex life was basically gone 5 times a year. Oh my, can you imagine being that desperate for the fuck that you're wanting Kody Brown? Now, to be honest with you, I would pay to look at that. I would pay, I would. And I would pay an awful lot of money. I want to know what happens to his hair. Does he tie it back? Or does he just leave it all straggly? Like, can you imagine him like just bouncing? Because I imagine he's kind of like, a bit of a jackrabbit, you know? Can you imagine him just kind of like bouncing? I'd have to just tip this guy in the shoulder and say, "Well done, get at me." I wouldn't be able to concentrate with that hair, but I would pay to see. I'd fucking, oh man, can you imagine if they release a sex tape? Oh Jesus, oh my God, I would be so fulfilled in my life. Anyway, so these two, right? Like they just had an obligatory bang every now and again, and I thought that was so fucking sad. It's so fucking sad. But the only conversation that they did have about this is what I believe TLC filmed because we did actually see it. So the conversation was Christine asking if they would ever fuck again. And Kody said no. And then she basically said, well, get out and good for her. Now, Kody says that Christine was a good time experience. I fucking hate this guy. Can you imagine? Can you imagine listening to your father talking about your mother like this? I mean, even if he hates this woman, oh my God, like the fucking nerve of him. But he says that they have all these kids, like, and the kids are great. And I thought, are they? Are you including Peyton in that? Because I don't think so. Anyway, now we're with Christine and David. And these two got straight to banging like before marriage. Because like that's a very important part of Christine's life. And she wanted to make sure like that David was the one. And good for her. Also, I think David is great. I think he's great for Christine. I think this guy is up for absolutely anything that Christine is up for. And I love that. I love that for the two of them. Now, Janelle, apparently, she's not a PDA person. Cody is a PDA person, but Robin is very shy, and I thought, not in front of his stepdaddy, or not. Anyway, we're seeing David and Christine kissing. And Christine is asking the kids, like, how they feel about David and her, like, just basically work the head off each other. And, like, Kelty likes it. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't ever want to see my mother and father sucking the faces off each other. And I certainly don't want to listen to it. So we're getting lots of pictures of these two kissing, okay? And lots of noises. Now, Peyton, of course, gets the last word in about the PDA. But according to David, he always does. And I thought, well, tell us how you really feel, David. Now, David just wants Christine to be confident and like to do whatever like she wants to do. And I love that. I absolutely and utterly love that for Christine. I really do. But he also says that she was starved for affection. And basically, like, he started that out for. Good for them. I hope they're having a great time. Now, Cody reckons he is happy for Christine because that's what she always wanted, like basically the relationship that she has with David. But he does say that Christine eating David's face is kind of like a monogamous thing because polygamous people can't do that. Now, Suki is being super weird, right? And asking Christine and David to kiss. And she also says, like, David has magic cum apparently. And, like, I don't know where she was going with that. But David did love the lap dance that Christine gave him. And Janelle was, like, really uncomfortable. Now, Janelle says, right, for PDA, that like she would be into just like holding hands, if she was ever with anybody again. But she wouldn't like be doing a lap dance. And I thought, Janelle, I have seen you on that reformer Pilates thing. I have seen you bend and flex. You do it. I know you can. And also I want to see it. So Robin says that she's shy, right? But that she also loves PDA. Not Cody level PDA. And I thought, what the hell is Cody doing? Is this dude into dogging? Anyway, Mary doesn't have a problem with PDA, but she says like there is a limit. Hand holding, huggle, and a little kiss. That's basically all she's into. And I thought, well, don't ever go to fucking Slane. Don't go to Slane Castle. Anyway, Janelle says that Cody wanted more PDA from her and she wasn't into it, but she does remember him kissing the other wives. And like she says it doesn't bother her because like they're married and basically, it's what she signed up for. But apparently, right, Granny Cheryl, that's Janelle's mother, told Cody not to be swapping bits with Mary in front of Janelle. And like Cody is jealous of like the other families that were able to do like PDA. So he's definitely into watching. He's definitely into dogging. I know he is. And then Mary, right? Mary says it's uncomfortable, you know. And I thought, hang on a second, Mary. Like, you were told to knock it off, like when you were kissing in front of Janelle. Anyway, she thinks that Kody and Robyn are just like shoving it into her face, like when they're making out. Mary, they're not even thinking about you. These people, like, don't even know you exist, you know? So, according to Robyn, she wanted the wives to be able to show affection, and she was told that she needed to conform to what they were doing. Like, that's just a bit of hazing, you know? A bit of hazing never hurt anybody. Now, Mary and Kody, like, they were also, like, told, like, to pack it in, but she's not going to tell us who told her to conform. But also, she didn't mention that there was 13 kids in this family when she arrived, and a lot of them were teenagers. Now, they did not want to see their father tongue deep in the side piece, you know? They don't. Nobody wants to see that child. Well, I do, but you know, the kids don't want to see it. So Christine says, that, like, it wasn't rules, you know, it was just being respectful of one another because one wife doesn't want to be looking at another wife kissing because, like, Kody was always on the rocks with at least one of them, you know, and I do believe that to be true. Now, this is wild to me, okay? Because Kody says the last time him and Robyn showed affection in front of the family, they were kicked out. And I thought, where the hell did this happen? Okay, so let's break this down. At first, I thought it was Gwen's engagement, right? But then I thought no, because he did go to her wedding, right? So then I was thinking, was this at the funeral? But because he does say like it was detrimental. What the hell happened? And I don't know whether this was filmed or not because he says like he's never going to talk about it. And I was wondering, were these two caught banging someone there? Like, what the hell were they doing, you know? Because they didn't go back with the family like after the funeral. And is that the reason why? And when he says like they were kicked out, does he mean that they were like physically kicked out? Because like Janelle has a lot of boys, you know, and her boys are into the wrestling. And also Peyton is like 7 foot tall. I want to know more about this. And Suki is trying to find out when this happened. But Kody is using his Christian Bale Batman voice again. And he says, let's not talk about it. Oh my goodness, I need to talk about it. I need to know more. And then he says that until Christine and Mary are married, he won't show PDA to Robyn in front of them. And I thought, what the fuck are you talking about? You don't live anywhere near these people, you know? But according to Kody, the world hates true love. And I thought, not me, baby. Show me all the true love. I will, oh my God, I would pay to watch that. I would. Also, is there a hairdresser around? Because I want to know if Kody is wearing a hairband here. It looks like he is. Now, Mary says that her and Robyn, initially they were close. We know, Mary, we know. Anyway, they drifted apart, and I was wondering, is she talking about the catfish here? I'd love to know that, okay? But apparently they were working on it. Of course they were, because Robyn wanted your money. So we're watching the clip of Robyn giving Mary that stupid notebook when she was leaving for good. Now, she couldn't do anything else because Robyn apparently was not well when Mary was moving. Now, Christine is breaking her heart laughing at Robyn like not being well about Mary moving. Christine hates this woman, okay? I think even more than Kody, Christine hates this woman. I don't know. I think it's a tie for me. I hate them both equally, you know, but she definitely hates Robyn more. Now, apparently, Robyn is just heartbroken about Mary leaving, and I thought, you didn't spend any time with this woman. You didn't like even invite this woman to second Christmas or to Easter, you fucking cow. But Mary says that Robyn being heartbroken, like it basically isn't her problem, okay? And now, thankfully, we're hearing from Jen. And she says to Mary, you basically brought Robyn in, and Mary says that she was the most welcoming to Robyn. We know you were, Mary, we know. But Jen says that when you needed her, she was not there, because she wasn't. Like, she was never there for her. Now, Mary does say that she stopped texting Robyn because like it wasn't being reciprocating. And like she thinks that Robyn was so upset about her moving on because it was the end of the plural family. This is so much crap, Mary. This is so much crap. Anyway, now Robyn. She tells Suki that before Mary moved, she said Robyn and her could still like have the same relationship. And when Mary moved, Robyn would ring and say, let's meet up. And I thought, why didn't you just meet up when she like lived across the road from you, Robyn? Why didn't you do it then? You feckin' cow. Anyway, Mary finally says to her, okay, I don't know how to be friends with my ex-husband's wife. I guarantee you, Robyn is going to use this for everything now, okay? But what is Robyn going to do? Is she going to try and work on this relationship? Is she going to say, like, let's go to, like, counsel or something? No, she's not. She's just going to give Mary space because she doesn't want this woman, you know? Now, Christine knows this, right? And she's basically saying, Robyn is a bitch, you know, for leading Mary on and telling her that Cody still loved her because it was all bullshit. And Robyn would, like, she says that Robin would take what Mary was saying and she would twist it and make Mary believe that she wanted to say like something completely different and like really manipulate her. And that's the word that Christine uses, okay? Christine uses the word manipulation. And I was wondering, is that gaslighting? Realistically, would that be considered gaslighting? Now, Christine says that she loves Jen, okay? And she thinks she's a great friend. And I also love Jen. I don't know why people don't like her. I love her. Anyway, Cody reckons it probably wasn't fair for Robin to basically manipulate Mary. You think? Jesus, you think, Cody? But apparently, Robin always wanted the best for Mary. That's some mental gymnastics that I cannot follow. Now, Cody thinks that Jan is just jealous because Robin is a great friend to Mary. That's what he said. And if Mary had Robin, she basically wouldn't need Jen because, like, you can definitely only have like one friend, you know. But like, I don't understand what this playground bullshit is, you know. Now, apparently, Robin wants to be a good friend to Mary, but Mary is not putting in the work to be her friend. I'll be honest with you, right? If I have to work at something like to be somebody's friend, I'm out. I'm out. That does not sound like a friendship to me. That sounds like a fucking nightmare. So Mary is saying to Suki that Robin's paying, like that's basically a Robin thing, you know. And Suki says that's very icy, but Mary says it's not. It's just the way she feels. And I thought, good for her, finally, you know, good for her, because she says like she is not going to be taking the blame anymore for how Robin feels. Like, thank God, you know. So Janelle and Suki are talking about David and Christine and their relationship and their marriage because it's coming up to their anniversary. And Suki is talking about comparisons between new relationships and old relationships, and Suki wants to know if there's any difference between her relationship with David and her relationship with Cody, okay? Oh, I thought Suki, the fact that David actually likes this woman is a big fucking difference, you know, because Cody hated this woman. So we're looking back at the clip of David and Christine talking about like the trip that they went on as a family when they went camping, and Cody putting so much emphasis on physical appearance. And I thought he obviously doesn't feel that anymore because Robin looks like shy. So we're also looking at David and Christine like before the wedding, and they're talking about a luggage rack. I cannot follow this, okay? I don't know what this means. I don't know what the fucking thing is, right? Anyway, according to Janelle and Christine, Cody always took a luggage rack. And Christine says the first time it happened was on their honeymoon. And I thought, was that possibly because of the wedding dress, you know? Oh, it wasn't the best, you know. Maybe there was a reason behind this. But apparently this turned into a pet peeve, like between the wives, you know. So when David and Christine, like the first time that they like went to stay like somewhere together, Christine had to call Janelle to let her know that David gave her the luggage rack. Now, Janelle and Suki are having a great bit of crack and they're laughing at whatever the hell the luggage rack is, right? You know. Now, Cody reckons he doesn't know what Christine is talking about because the car for their honeymoon doesn't have a luggage rack. Suki tells him she's talking about a luggage rack in the hotel. And he says like he doesn't remember the hotel or the specking luggage rack, you know. But he does say that he hopes that David and Christine can find the happiness because the constant comparison will spoil it. And I thought, I have news for you, Cody. I have news for you. This couple is happy. I hate to break it to you because I know it's fucking killing you inside, but these two are happy. We also get this big stupid grin from Robin. And she tells us that she always gets like whatever this fucking luggage rack is, right? Now Mary is getting very irritating because she thinks that the wives are complaining and comparing David to Cody. And she doesn't think like that Christine should be doing that. And I thought, shut the fuck up, Mary. Shut up already. Then Suki tells Christine Robin gets like to put her stuff on the luggage rack. No idea. I have no idea what they're talking about. But we're getting a sneak peek of next week, okay? And Cody said something that I found very fucking interesting, okay? Because Cody says now that Christine and Janelle are divorced from him, but like they can't stop talking about. But I noticed that he did not mention Mary here, so I'm wondering when the hell this was filmed, you know, because I know she hates him now. But the sneak peek of Robin is that she doesn't know anything until surprise surprise there, right? But this blew my fucking mind. Because Suki asked Mary if she has any regrets about introducing Robin to Cody. And Mary says that she did not introduce him. And I thought, what the fuck? Oh my goodness, Jen. Because Jen just said earlier on, okay, that she basically like brought this woman into the family. What the hell is going on here? We need more information on this, you know. Now, Cody says when he first met Robyn, his eyes were locked on her. And like he didn't feel like that about the other wives. And I thought, you absolute and utter wanker, Cody, you know. Because Christine said that she did feel like that. And apparently from the very beginning of their relationship, Robyn just lay down and said, like, here's my babe. Like, I've laid out on a garden of roses, like, come and get it, you know. So the cliffhanger that we're left with is Suki asking Cody if he would live this life over again. This fucker better say yes, because there's 13 children that came out of this relationship. So, oh my goodness, this dude better feckin' say yes. Anyway, this is our recap of the third part of the one-on-one tell-all. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day.